So we've got the baby leaping in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit the minute that happened.
Wow!
And so
That was being filled with the Holy Spirit.
that was her being filled with the Holy Spirit. And then Elizabeth, verse 42, in a loud voice, Elizabeth exclaimed,
When Elizabeth, wait a minute. In a loud voice she exclaimed, "Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the child you will bear. But why am I so favored that the mother of my Lord shall come to me?" And as soon as the sound of her greeting reached my ears, the baby in my womb leaped for joy. Blessed is she who has believed that what the Lord has said to her and will be accomplished.
and so then Mary, this next section is Mary.
我哋以神我的救主為樂，因為他顧念他侍女的卑微。從今以後，萬代要稱我有福。知道48。那有權能的為我成就了大事，他的名為聖，他憐憫敬畏他的人，直到世世代代。
仲有45個成語啦。
他用學力施展大能，那狂怒的人啊，正心裏妄想，就被他趕散了。他要有權柄的失位，叫卑賤的升高，叫飢餓的得飽美食，叫富足的空手回來。他扶着了他的僕人以色列，為要紀念亞伯拉罕和他的後裔，施憐憫直到永遠，正如從前對我們列祖所說的話。
Okay, so what happened was the Holy Spirit the Holy Spirit came on Elizabeth. Elizabeth responded with the Holy Spirit gave her what to say, and she didn't. It wasn't like He spoke to her mind and she formulated what to say. It was like the Holy Spirit just boom, there it is, and she reacted immediately and spoke out. And then Mary responded in what's known as Mary's song, and that was what Mary just read in Chinese, which was another part of the Holy Spirit on Mary, telling her what's going on. So Mary's song is like telling, the Holy Spirit's like telling Mary out of her own mouth what Jesus is going to be doing, the baby that's in her. Okay, so that, and then Mary stayed with Elizabeth for about 3 months, for 3 months, and then returned home. Now, what I have, it's a little strange to me. It doesn't indicate why she went home in the 9th month of, you know. It doesn't indicate if John was a late birth or anything, but it does say that Mary went to see Elizabeth when it was, you know, the 6th month, and stayed with her for 3 more months. Now we know that humans, generally it's 9 months to produce a baby from start to finish. So anyway, in verse 56, Mary stayed with Elizabeth for 3 months and returned home. Verse 57, when it was time for Elizabeth to have her baby, she gave birth to a son. And her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown her great mercy, and they shared her joy. Now, on the 8th day, this is custom. Yes, this is custom. Yeah, Elizabeth has the baby John. And as is customary, on the 8th day they came to circumcise the child. So there are those that normally come to perform this circumcision.
係一個嬰兒男嬰兒咧，第8日出生之後咧，有要割禮。
And they were going to name him after his father Zechariah.
然後咧本來咧約翰咧個家庭咧諗住
But his mother spoke up and said no. His name is to be called John. So for 8 days the baby didn't have a name. It was born, and now it's time to do circumcision. But during that they also named the baby.
佢頭8日係冇名嘅，到第8日有割禮，嗰日咧先會俾個名。
In verse 61, it says, they said to her, these ones doing the whole thing, they said, there's no one among your relatives who has that name. So that's another custom.
佢哋喺度懷疑同伊麗莎白講點解改約翰我哋家人係冇呢個名嘅喎。
And then they said, well, we realize Zechariah can't talk, but they started making signs to him, to the father of this baby, which is Zechariah. To find out what he would like to name the child. So Zechariah is like, give me a writing tablet, something to write with, and to everyone's astonishment, he wrote, his name is John. Now, it's customary for the man to name the child, not the woman. So that is why they would not receive what Mary said. And they were arguing with her. I'm sorry, what Elizabeth said, and they were arguing with her. So they went, and when they got the final word that his name is John, right from Zechariah, the father, immediately his mouth was opened and his tongue was loosed, and he began to speak, praising God. So the Holy Spirit was with him too. He was praising God. The first thing that came out of his mouth after being shut for all that time is praises to God. And the neighbors were all filled with awe. They were shocked at this.